Good evening. Welcome to week 4. We're almost there. All right, so tonight we're going to be covering the announcements. Please resubmit or submit all work that is needed before this coming Saturday. And we're going to be this week, we're going to be publishing the site. All right, start with week 4. Create an interactive image light gallery. Test and publish a full working website that is responsive across devices, and define and evaluate emerging web technologies. All right, the assignment for this week. Create an interactive image gallery and test and publish a full working website that is responsive across devices. All right, we will go into that a little deeper. There's 2 parts to this assignment, remember. There's the assessment, define, and evaluate emerging web technologies. All right, this is going to be just a quick report. You're going to be using Word or InDesign. Research paper, emerging web technologies. Research and find at least 3 sources, examples, blogs, news feeds, and other verified resources that you can rely on to help you keep up to date with emerging web technologies. With each resource, write a brief paragraph or 2 of 175 words for each of why you feel the resource will keep your finger on the pulse. Excuse me, sorry about that. On the pulse of, let's see, of what may be and what is coming down the pike regarding web standards, SEO requirements, HTML structure, CSS styling capabilities, or anything else you deem pertinent to help you continue your education in web design and development. Be sure to include a link to the resources you found along with your write-up. So in other words, 3 sources, at least 175 words each. Then the career integration. Remember, the career integration is 3 questions. Answer at least 50 words per question, all right? If it's not 50, there's points off. Rather than just say, okay, I liked the class or I learned a lot. Explain, what did you learn from the class? All right, that being said, let's go ahead. Like I said, we're going to recap starting tonight, and then tomorrow night we will finish it up. All right, so here we are with our index file again. All right, nothing. And we will recap by doing everything, by fixing some of the stuff and doing it the way we did last week. First things first, we need to tie to the existing CSS file. Open. Okay, boom. You can see that we're now tied to it. Couple changes really quick. We're going to make that the background color. All right, now I could do this a couple different ways. I can come over here to the global. We're going to go ahead and do global. We have the HTML, which is all of it. All right, so notice there's no background checked. So let's go to the background. And boom. There. Okay, so this is another route rather than going page properties and doing it there. All right. All right, so now the HTML, so we've done it there. Now what we're going to do is go to the 1024. Let's go ahead and do one other thing really quick. Whoa. All right, banner, the 10 box. Notice we don't have anything here for this, all right, for the navigation, all right. So let's add one here and watch what happens. Okay, so we're going to go down to here. We're going to automatically style none. Notice it didn't affect it there, right? Well, remember, we have to go in one more step to do that, right, to here, all right? So we're going to add that there, and now go down here to the none. And that way, we've just made that across the board, all right, for all of them. All right, now that does it for all the pages. So we don't have to worry about that on each one of these now. Okay, so the next thing we need to look at is it's all underlined, right? So let's go to the text color, and we're going to come up here, get the darker green, text color, V. All right, that automatically switched it there. We need it bold. So we're going to come down here, font style. Okay, normal, opaque, italic, font variant. Okay, none of that. Now font weight. This is where we go to bold. All right. Now notice it's still blue. It didn't change the color. Well, what we need to do is that's where we talk about links, right? So we'll do that one over later, okay? So notice nav color. Well, let's go to here really quick. And see, it didn't even do it. Wait, that's the wrong color. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. All right, see, that didn't even do it. So we're going to take that out of both of them. All right, now what we're going to do, now we can go to the page properties. Text color automatically. And notice, because it's a link, it did not change the color, okay? It didn't. Now, let's go here, once again. So we're going to delete that and delete that. Okay? Now let's go here to the links. The links. Now we're going to put that in there. Apply. All right. All right. Why is this not changing colors tonight? And never underline. Okay, so we got rid of the underline, but for some reason, it's not changing the color of the text, which it should have. So what we can do is we click here, right? Double click it. Now, we could go one more down and add it. All right, so text, and it still didn't go. That's weird. That is really weird. This is not this is acting up tonight. Huh. Well, the funny thing is you've seen this work each class. Okay, so we're going to leave that one so it's across the board. That one, nothing. Okay. Now, what we need to do, now we go to the 1024. All right. This is where we add this. All right. First, we want the photo, right? So we add the logo. That we go and do a left flow. That brings everything up, right? All right. But look, right up here. See, we even made these gray with what we were doing. Kind of funny. So all the background, we just added that gray to those. Okay, this is acting really weird tonight, so we're going to do this. As you can see, this has nothing to do and looks nothing like what we had before. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to start over, and this is why what? We keep backups, right? All right, so that move to trash. In fact, we're going to do this with Dreamweaver. Shut it down. All right, original files, we're going to take those, copy them. Come down here to the working files, paste. All right, now double check to make sure our apps are updated. No updates, okay. Now let's bring Dreamweaver back up. That should solve the problem. All right, so let's take a look. All right, bring index up. All right, there we go. Now, okay, this is where we were. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that and okay, file, page properties. All right, now notice I left that up for a reason, okay? So the background color, we're going to make it C6DDD1, pound C6DDD1. All right, and then the links, and get rid of the underline, and we're going to make it bold. And there we go. Now we have everything right, the colors and everything. I don't know why that wasn't changing before. All right, so next, all right, we're going to do some more things. First, let's get rid of the bullet points. To do that, we're going to come down here to the nav, come over here, CSS Designer. We're going to add a style, attach existing. There we go. All right, perfect. Now we're starting. Notice we got rid of that gray. I don't know where that gray came from because we didn't put that into there. All right, so now what we need to do next is get rid of the bullet points. So we're going to go to the nav to begin with, all right? And so I'm going to do this on all the styles. Whoops. So come here, the nav UL. You know what? I want to delete that because I like to keep my stuff organized here. There we go. So that's at the bottom. That way I get to them as I go down the page. And we're going to go to text. Down. And none. Perfect. All right. Now we can go to here. Okay. Notice that's there. okay? Now once we go to the 768, it's back, right? So what I'm going to do, let's go back up, is we're going to go back to that, all right? We're going to right-click, copy styles. Copy text styles, because that's what it is. And then we're going to come up here to styles, and we're going to do it in that main one right there. All right, so we're going to delete this. Now we're going to add it there. Note, this is in the styles itself. This is not in either of those. And then now we're going to paste styles. That got rid of it across the board. So we no longer have to worry about that actually in them. And it still put it in that one. Let's try this one more time. Global, add. Okay, yep. Add. All right, text. Text. None. Really? All right. So now that's in there. There we go. It's not in either one. So now it worked. Now we're going to go File, Save All Related Files. Okay. All right. Now we get to start working on the fun part for each individual one. All right. So what we're going to do. So the HP banner, we're not going to change anything on these for this part. So this one, we're going to add the style logo. All right. There we go. Style logo. And we're going to float left. All right. Next, we're going to add the nav class. Now this is where we have to go deeper. Okay, so we're going to do this gradually so you can see why. All right, so we start with the nav. Notice I just duplicated what's in the styles, okay? Which we can do, but we don't want to at this point, all right? So now, if I float left, this is what happens. Notice nothing happened there really, okay? So we're going to delete this. Whoops. Gone. All right, so we're back to here. Right? Style logo. Now we go down one more to the UL. Okay, the UL is the whole thing. So we add the UL. And again, notice, same issue, right? So we don't need that one. So this is why you go to the lowest one, because this is the lowest point in all those, right? So needless to say, that's why we've got to go to the lowest point. All right, so the lowest point, we add it. Now we go here. All right, and now that's set up. Okay, we will now go ahead and go back up to the logo. And at the end, let's put 15%. So that adds the break, okay? So here, right in between, we're gonna put, let's put 20%. Oh, that's too much. 10. There's 5. So 6 is too much, so we'll go with the 5. All right, there we have it. Next, now this section, the banner. All right, so the banner, all we have to do is go down on it and add clear left. And that gives us all our spacing here we need. So the next thing we need to do is go back up to the nav, ELI, because it's the lowest one, and at the top, all right, and there we have it, set up. Really easy, right? Okay, so now we get into this next one. So before we do that, file save all related files, save all. Next, what we want to do is now we're in the HP banner with these, all right? Now, let's go ahead and add for a second the H3 banner. If we do a float left, this is what we get, right? We turn that off, float right, that's what we get. Now we do the clear and nothing happens, okay? So let's go ahead tonight and we're gonna do the float right. Well, look what happened to the others. Float right, there we go. They all went up to there. Well, we're gonna work on those in a minute. Okay, so now click here, H1. So now we add the H1 and float right. Notice. So let's do the inner. Okay, that takes it straight down. Now I float left, and there we go. All right, notice down here, nothing else is messed up yet. So the next thing I want to do is this button. Okay, so we're going to add that button. All right, so float left, enter. See how that adds that space that was missing? All right, now I need to center everything, right? Notice everything's the same size now. So this is going to stay where it's at, but this one, now we're going to add right here right, there we go. Now it's centered. Also, we want to take the text, go to the text, and make it all white. So pound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now let's go back to the top. Notice that was 120. So let's go to here. So we don't have any more distractions. Sorry about that. All right. So now we're going to go up to this one, and we're going to put that here as well. All right, 120. But the thing I don't like about the 120, no, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. And you'll see. So here, 120. See, now that's too much for it because it puts it right here at the end. So now we're going to go down. Until it's centered. That's about centered. Okay, so now File, Save All Related Files. Save All. Let's go down. Now that hits us to this section, right? Okay, now let's go back to the global. Now remember, this one is going to be what? Let's go back over to here. To the mock-up. Notice. All right, we can just show this here without opening it. All right, so All right, so blue, green. All right, so what we're going to do, instead of tan, that is now blue. Notice everything's gone. All right, so we're not going to change that. We're going to leave that as is. So we come over here. Now this, B-L-U-E, blue. See, that adds it right back. And this one, now if I change the name there, go down, notice it's gone, right? So it's better to change the name here first. So this one, G-R-E-E-N, now it's gone, enter. G-R-E-E-N. And there, that puts it back. So now let's get the blue. The blue. Background. Whoops, that was the wrong one. Let's go to the blue. Okay, and then the green. The green. And now we have the blue and green backgrounds. All right. So next, what we're going to do is go into them. Start here again. So now we're going to add the info box blue. Okay, so width, remember, 50%. All right, all this is right. Then we'll take this, we'll add it. Okay. And then right here. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Now the text should be all white. So we're going to add here. Or before we do this, let's go ahead and go back to that blue. All right. So there. Text should be all white. All right, all but the button changed. So now we'll come to here and add the button. Whoops. Choose the button. Add the button, there we go. Same thing. And there we have it. So now the blue is all set up. File. Save all related files. All right, next. Now we get to do the other one. So we're going to click here. Notice the green. So we add the green. All right, now at this point, the text color is going to be the same thing. It already is, so we don't need to worry about it. But let's go to the top, width 50%. Now notice that they went right up and down, right? Well, the reason is, let's go back to this one. We now need to click left float. And with the green, left float. That puts them right next to each other. All right, so let's go back and check here, the P, 15 pixels down. All right, so now we're going to go to here, add that one there. 15 pixels down. Okay, perfect. Now we click on this, add it, and the text will be white. Perfect. Now we have those set up, right? So again, file, save all related files. Save all. All right, next, what we need to do is now we're going to, now if I get the div class, that's that whole thing, right? So watch what happens when I put the row here. All right, so the row, if I hit that, there, we just put everything, boom, okay? That just took that whole row. Well, this is why we aren't doing that, okay? So now we have to actually go to the div class, the first one, right? So add 1/4 width 25%. Okay. Now the photos we're going to add as well. That's the image. They're going to be 100%. And that puts it there. But now we come down here, float left. And notice they didn't come up, did they? All right. Well, that float left doesn't come there. What happens is, let's go back up to here and do the float left. So now we have our pictures aligned. All right. And now for the footer, what I'm going to do with the footer, the only thing I'm doing on the footer, because this is where it likes to mess things up. All right, we're going to hit enter. The footer is, there we go. There's our footer. So, and you know what? Let's go ahead and we're going to add the color to the background now. Right, let's go back up to here. The footer is white and all that. So we want the footer. All right, so the body footer. The background, let's go look, is that light green. So that is this one, okay? So here, enter, there we have that. Okay, and notice these pictures aren't exactly the same size. So what we're going to do is go to it and check something out here. That's odd. So that should be up there with it, but because these pictures, as you can see, aren't the right same size, so we're not going to worry about getting that lined up, because like I said, when we do, this all gets messed up every time, right? So now let's go to the text color here and change it here. Watch what happens. Boom, that worked great. Okay. Now I want just this footer text. So we're going to add it. All right, now the footer text is 60%. Let's go back up, width, 60%. All right, we take a look. So far, things are going good for us, right? So now we save. File, save all related files. All right, now because I have that, now we're going to add something else after this. All right, so now in that column, this is a different column itself. All right, so we're going to insert, come up to here. We want the HTML, an image, okay, and it's going to be, let's nest it and watch what happens. So we're going to do this backwards, all right? So we look here, and so it's Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. So now we're going to put Twitter, Pinterest, and Facebook. And you'll see why. So we want to put Twitter right there, all right? Oh, look, it went to the top. Okay, so now we put Twitter. Nest. And, you know, we can actually cheat on that. So we have this here, right? The div class and the image. So we're going to hit enter on that right there, all right? So here's the image. we're going to copy the image and C, V, V. All right, now, instead of Twitter, this one, okay, instead of Twitter, the next one was Pinterest. So we're going to go to here, Pinterest. And then the next one is Facebook. All right, so now we have those. But next, go back to here. Now, notice these are the image inside. Okay, so this image is going to float left. So what happens when I float left? Okay, there we go. Now if I hit enter, nothing happens, right? So we leave that as is. All right, now we're going to spread those out, right? Well, by doing it this way, I can actually just switch those around. Okay, so we're going to copy this. And we're going to copy this. Wait, what did I just do? So Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. So we need to copy Pinterest. C. All right. There we go. Now notice, look what that just did. We just lost all our text because somewhere I messed up in copying things and pasting it. Okay, there we go. Now we're back to it. All right, there we go. Now we're back to this. So all I'm going to do now is take this, and back it up. Okay, and then do the same here. See what happens if you're not paying attention. All right, now, for these, I'm going to actually add a section for them, okay? So let's come up here to insert a aside. Add insertion point, class, social. And we're going to call it period. There we go. Okay, so add. Now, the social, let's go in to the CSS. You'll notice where I added it, okay? So this content that says go here, we're going to take out. Command C, go back, and we're going to go over here. All
Sorry,
right.
Michael, I can't help you with that.
There we go. Now we take a look, and this is what we have. We've just put that up there, okay? So here's this. Let's go back to here. Notice it's the A side. All right. So now I want to take the A side, and we're going to add it here. So add the A side. Let's go up, make sure we haven't messed anything up. No, we haven't. So the A side's going to go over here now. All right. So we come down, left float, and look, we just reversed everything. Oh, actually, it didn't reverse that time. Good. All right. So then this now needs to be taller. So the footer, we're going to make the footer a height. All right, and there we go. Now notice these are so close together. So now the images, well, we don't have the image one. If we look, we've got the A side, but no images, right? So right here's the social column. Now I want to go one step closer to the images. All right, so we're going to add the social image. By doing that, we come down here, and I'm going to add it right here. All right, and then let's take a look. That's what we wanted right there. So that's now set up, right? So what we're going to do, File, Save All Related Files. File, Save All. Now, what we discussed to make this easier is now all we have to do, let's go to the styles. All right, come down here. We want 1024, minimum width 1024. In fact, we're going to go to just the code here to the minimum width 1024, which is right here, right? We're going to copy everything here. Well, we don't need the body because, well, maximum width 1200. So what we're going to do is everything below that, starting at HP. Remember, we don't need that last one because it's part of, it's the open right here. So we copy all that. Now we come up here, there's the body, the banner. Now what we're going to do is Command V. File, Save All Related Files. Now let's go back to the split. Now watch. So I come to here, everything is still the same, set up and everything, okay? So what I want to do now is go to the 768, and now I just have to move things around, right? All right, so we need to look like this at the top. All right, so first things first, well, go back up here to the logo. Well, the logo is going to be gone. We don't need the logo up there. In fact, well, yeah, we do. I'm sorry. No, we can do it without that. Now the nav is going to be, instead of float, we're going to go here, get rid of the float. Really? Why aren't you letting me do this? Put this back. Come on. All right. All right, so now the float out. No, still not doing anything. Okay, width, uncover, height 560, maximum 7678. Okay, so here's the logo. Let's go one more. So let's go to the code source, click on the logo. Now we want the divcast column that we're in. All right. And actually, let's go to the header. We're going to play with the header now. So we're going to delete that. Come here, add the header. Now, with the header, what we want to do, one, I want to move it up. Anyway, all right, so with the header, what we want to do is everything is going to be centered. All right. And, oh, I see what's wrong. Thing that I've been doing here, look, I didn't click up to there. I just did everything on that version. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to go back to here and put those back. Boom, boom. There we go. So we've now got all those back. File, save all related. Now let's go down to the 768. All right, so logo. All right, that puts them all below it. We no longer need that one because if you click, well, it says 15% here. Well, we want it centered, so that's gone. So this style is no longer needed. All right, now we go to these. Well, this is no longer needed. That puts that up there. But we need to come up one more step in that, right? So we need to go to the header. So we're going to add the header right here. Whoops. Right here. Right? So the body header. What we need to add is text center. All right, notice these are not centered now. All right? So let's go to those and see why. What do we have? Well, we have 5%. That's off, and that puts that right back to there, right? So we want to keep that. But that's the only thing. And we also have this. Take that off, and oh, there we go. That puts them up and down. But for this one, they need to be side by side. So we still need that, right? So we will add that back. All right, now, to move those over, what we need to do. Click. Now if I do this, see that puts them up and down. Take that off and do that same thing, no change, right? So how do we do this? Well, let's go back up here to the margin, add. And there we go. It's about centered. There we go. So that's about centered. File, save all related, save all. All right, now we come down into here. Notice this is all, yeah, doesn't quite fit because the axe is right there. Now what we can do is we can move it to right here, right? So let's go here, and now move it down. All right, and there we have it. It's right there. In fact, we can now take this, and instead of this, we're going to do this. Oh, look what just happened. I did it to all of them. You need to just do one. There we go. There's that. So that takes them and lines them there. And then the next thing we need to do, come down here, turn this off. And look what we just did. We just messed that up there somehow. And it shouldn't have. So we're going to go back up to that and fix it really quick. There we go. So, all right. There we go. So we're going to leave it at 14%. And we go back to here. See, that's now there. So let's do this. So the H1 and the H1, well, we're going to do the same thing, turn that off. And we're going to do that with the button. Boom. But notice I took it back up and brought it over there. All right. So now the button, let's go back to the H1. All right, there's that. And now we need to move it over, right? So let's go to the button. And now we're going to move it over. Oh, that's 120 pixels. Let's take that off. And look, it's centered automatically, right? So we don't need to do anything. So File, Save All Related Files, Save All. All right, so we're getting closer now. All right, next. We come down. Everything's still working, but come in here. That's all good. Come down here. Oh, that's now on above it, okay? So now to move those, let's go down. And we have the social image, column social. Now, if I delete that, look what happens. That puts it right there, and it doesn't center it. So we're going to Command Z and go down. We're going to turn that off. All right. Well, now nothing's on, so we don't need that one. And the footer text, well, it says 60% left float. We're going to turn that off and turn that off. So we no longer need those, right? Now everything's centered. So all we have to do is go to Text, Center. And now the images, now we're going to add the image. And we're going to add some space. And look, we have it all working. So now it looks like this, except there's an enter here. There's a break. So what we're going to do is right here, enter, open, break. Okay, and let's add another one. All right, see how that moved it down, way down? Well, let's take one of those breaks out. I don't want it. And now I need to increase the size of the bottom again. So that footer height. Let's take a look. Almost. And then we have it. Everything's now centered. File, save all related files, and save all. All right, now you'll notice everything's there. Let's go back up to the 1024. Everything is there, except look what happened. This is no longer aligned. So let's go back down to the 1024, social, and put that back on. Okay, let's go back up to the body footer text. Okay, so there we have that. This column, div column. Oh, okay, so the A side, it's the A side that I somehow got rid of. Okay, so there we go. Let's add the A side. Oh, that's it. Come on. The A side. So we're going to delete that temporarily. Now we're going to add it back in. So add it. And then we are going to go over to there. There we go. So that shouldn't be there shouldn't be an enter there. That column. Let me try something here. We're going to get rid of that div column. All right, let's put it all back. Okay, so the div column here to here. Let's go over to here. 1024. I don't have that one. So we're going to add it. Row column. Right, what if I centered everything? No, still didn't work. All right, and this is where we're starting to see that there is some issue here that we can't seem to fix. All right, image. All right, nothing. Text. Let's take that off. Put it back on. We had it. It was lined up, and now it's not wanting to line up right. So we're not going to mess with that too much because as soon as we do, it's going to mess everything up. So we're going to go ahead and leave that as file, save all related, and file, save all. All right. Next, what we want to do is now we're going to go ahead and create the next one, which is 480, right? Now notice you can't see them here, so we actually have to bring it up. There we go. There we go. We have to actually bring it up to be able to see. All right, so 480. This is 768 to 7 what? As you go look, 768. Let's go look at the code. And let's just go straight to the code. All right. So here we have document, footer, body, banner, button info. Okay, now the tablet view. We have minimum 768, maximum 778. So we're going to do the same. Minimum 480, maximum is 490. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to, from 60 to here. So we're going to copy that. Come back up here, right here, and V at 60. And this is phone view. All right, so minimum 480, maximum, let's go to 500. All right, now we're going to go back. And notice we just added that one there. Okay, so now we go down and look. So we get to play with all these again. All right, but now we're in the 480. So before we go on, file, save all related, file, save all. Okay, so we're already at the point with this one because 768, we took out the putting it up there. So now all we have to do is, let's go here, Take a look. What do we have? 14%. And there we have it. That takes care of that problem, right? All right, so that's set up, that's set up. And we'll take a look. Well, this should now be 100% of that, all right? So the HP banner, notice there's no width, all right? So the width, 100%. Okay, nothing happened, did it? Well, that's because the stuff in it's larger. This background image. Let's take a look here. All right, so that's the HP banner. All right, let's go back here, phone, HP banner, background cover, width 100%. Okay, well, we're gonna take that out temporarily. And we're gonna take this image right here. That image, okay, notice 960 by what? So we're gonna go click on it. And you're going to notice that that image, so we need to change that background image, right? So we're going to click on it. All right. Go to 480. Come here. P banner. Okay, so the banner. Now I want that image. Now watch what happens when I do this. We add. Notice it was blank because we don't have anything that's green selected. So this, to get it down to the size that we need. Well, you know, because of this template, we are not going to touch that one for right now. Right now, if I take care of that, look, nothing happens. Okay, so we don't need that one here. Come down, those two are correct. Now this, well, let's go to the banner, HP banner, here in the 480 again. Okay, HP banner, pick. All right, notice nothing happened. Now watch when we add this. Nothing happened again, right? So what we need to do, let's go back to the source code here, right? That's the image, the div class, okay? So click here, the banner, we're going to leave it as is. Come down, style nav, okay. This. Now this blue, well, let's take a look. The blue is actually supposed to be 100%. So let's take that to 100%. Okay, now by doing that, we remove this. Okay, so we go down, and there's the blue. We're going to do that with the green as well. All right, so let's go to the green. Same thing. Move that. Okay, that puts it down there. Width, 100%. All right, so now let's take a look. Boom, boom. But notice this whole div class, the HP banner, is not working right. Now, let's put percent. There we go. Now we have it working again, all right, for the most part. Now notice this is up and this one's right. This one's a little high, so we're going to go to the H3. Now notice the margin. Well, we're on the banner, H3. Well, I need to be inside the blue. Okay, so the blue, inspiration, Look at that. Look how tall that is. So to get that normal size, we have to come down here, click, and look. I just lined that up. Now let's go to this one. It's the same way. So the green, same thing. See how that lined those up? All right, now let's take a look at the footer and see the footer is the same thing. So we've already got it set up. There's that one, that one, and that one. We now have everything. Oh no, we messed this one up. All right, so let's go back to 1024. And notice what's missing here. We've got the logo. Let's take a look what we have for the logo. That's it. So we're going to reset that logo. So that logo left. Oh, look. There's that. Now this one goes all the way down, so we're going to adjust it here. So banner. Div class column. Banner. Banner. See what that does. Okay, so everything's still there. And this is where that was messed up. As I was saying, that one part messed everything up, trying to get it to line up. Right here messed all this up. So this, okay, now it's H1, H3. All right, so the banner for H3, all right, should not be down that far. Come down here, turn it off, that on. There we go. All right, that one's lined up. See, it was just a matter of troubleshooting to find out where it changed it, because that's what happened. It just changed that one section. File, save all related files, file, save all. And guess what? We have just set up all three of them this time. Now you see the workaround for it. All right, so we've got this. So the next thing we need to do is we need to copy them all, right? Now I can go out further, and this is what it looks like. It looks the same as if I was right here, right, for the most part. All right, so now what we need to do is we're going to save this page. Okay, this is the index page. But now I'm going to save the services page. So File, Save As. You know what? Like we discussed, there's a quicker way to do this. So right-click, and we're going to go Edit, Duplicate. There we go. Services. All right, we're going to cancel that. Don't want to save it. Oh yeah, we're going to save the files, but, all right, so services comes up. Poof, perfect, right? Let's take it down, and take it down. Now we're starting to get this lined up. All right, so now, well, gallery. And we're going to close, yeah, we're going to just leave them open. right click again. We're going to edit, duplicate, right click, edit, rename. This is GALLERY. And we're going to duplicate that. Duplicate. Right click, edit, rename, crew. And then one more, contact. Edit, duplicate, right click, edit, rename, contact. All right, so now we have all our pages, but now we need to link them, right? Notice we did this before linking them, okay? Well, you know, there's an easier way, but this way it's actually going to link because that link is going to go to index. This is my index page. Services is actually going to services. All right. Gallery. Gallery. Crew. Crew. Contacts. To contact. All right. Now we're going to save this. File. Save all. All right. So there's my index. And we bring up the services, and we're going to do the same thing. Click. That is going to go to index. Like I said, you could have done this before and just programmed them, but sometimes Dreamweaver likes to change that as well. That's why I went back and did it this way. All right. Click services, gallery, gallery. And you know, I'm not going to do anything. Actually, you know what? We're going to stop right there for a minute. So don't save. And we're going to go back here to, here's our services page, right? So did I do it on the services? No. All right, so the next page I want to do this to. Let's go ahead and refresh everything. All right, so there's my contact, my crew, my gallery, index page. I've changed it all on the index page. All right, so we're going to leave that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to close that down. And now we're going to lawn care wireframes. Well, let's take a look. Next one is going to be the crew, right? All right, so the crew. All right, notice we want the logo, this, and this. All right, so we're going to bring up the crew next. All right, and now we're going to, now I will link that. This is how I'm going to keep track of what I haven't done, right? So click here, link to index, click here, link to services. Now, some people will click that link and change it. For the gallery, we're on the crew. So they'll change the crew so it looks differently, okay? But we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to actually repeat this, right? So the gallery, crew. Notice we're on the crew page. And contact. All right, now, this changes that for all the sizes because this is done in the HTML. This is not done in the CSS. So, file, save all. All right, so now, I want this to look like that. Now, because this is my crew page, I can take this section, right, which is the HP banner, and delete it. All right. Now, I take this I'm going to take the inspiration galley out as well. Now notice that took out half, right? So I no longer need that one. Now this, instead of 1/2, this is going to be column, middle, full. And notice, oops, that just changed everything, right? So column, middle, full. All right, let's go to CSS Designer. CSS 1024. Now, I need to add a column, middle, full. So I need this section added, right? Well, I have the column, middle, half for the others. So we're going to come down here at the bottom and add column, mid, one, full. Okay? Width, 100%. Boom. And it's going to be this one. There we go. Now see, that did that perfect. But the difference is now this whole section, this isn't needed. Okay? But here, meet the crew. Meet the crew. Perfect, right? Now the height, well, let's take a look. 1024, one we just added. Is there anything here? No. Notice the height, right? So let's see, we take this off. That puts that up there. If I click on that, nothing happens. So the height, well, the height, let's go to pixels. Notice that got rid of it. Okay. And I'm going to put 50 just for now. All right. Now we go to the crew. Well, this one is this one, H2 in this, right? Well, if I do the H2 here, it's going to affect it on all of them. So now we're going to H2 crew. And we're going to add a dot crew in the styles. All right, so now I just come over here and add it there. All right, so by adding that, now I can move my thing up and down. Right, you'll notice there's nothing, right? So here, let me go down. Okay, -26, and the full, the height. And there we go. Now we have that set up. So file, save all related. All right, now we have these. All right, so I have one image here. Well, that's 1/4, right? And so on. So what we're going to do, I'll need one, and I can take this one out. So this, I still need my fourths, but this one isn't going to be, okay? So we're going to take that out. Okay, so there's my div, right? So we enter. Now we're going to insert a section. Okay, so a section, class, crew dot column. Okay, so that's now added right here, all right? See, perfect, right? But notice this is all up there. So this green is still too tall, right? So let's go back to our CSS for that. Green crew. Okay, the full 40. Notice it won't go down any further because all those others just got put into it, right? Well, what I'm going to do is take this, the crew, take that, where is that? Okay, that's down there. Should all be below it. So what we're going to do is go to half 1/4, 1/4. We're going to call it, okay, first let's do this. Let's go back to that crew. And we're going to put here. All right, that's closer. Okay, so that gets the whole thing. Now we're going to go to that section. So here, 4th crew, and we're going to call that 4th crew as well. So notice it's the 4th. So now we need to change the name. Dash crew. Okay, so now put it there. Now I have it, so let's add it down here. So add. Add. There we go, 4th dash crew. And we're going to enter it. There. Okay, what's going on here? So we have info green. Oh, that's the problem. I tied that to info green. Okay, so with that tied to info green, that's going to mess everything up. That should be info green crew. All right, so this should be info green. Okay, no, that didn't do it. All right, we're going to go backwards and see where this mess up came because this suddenly changed on us. All right, there we go. Now we have it. Let's click in it. Click in that. Oh, see, that's that whole height. So it shouldn't be that whole height. Div class green, full. Oh, there we have it. We still have it named div class green, all right? We didn't take that and add the section, all right? So dash green, dash full. All right, now we're going to add that. So we're not going to need that one. Whoops. Yes, we are. All right. So let's add the div dash green full. Okay. Text is centered. White. Whoops. Let's add the extra F that's missing. There we go. And now the background is going to be this green. So we'll go to the background. There we go. There we go. Now we've got this working. All right, so just to make sure, what we're going to do, bring up the index page. Make sure I did not mess anything up. All right. Uh-oh. These did mess up because, let's go back to the CSS Designer 480. Guess what? Those are no longer supposed to be 1/4. So here, these will be 100%. Take that off. There we go. Now we have that working. There we go. And I think actually on this one, those are supposed to be 50%. So let's go to here to the 4th. And instead of 4th here, 50%. There we go. All right, so there's the 50, 100, and the 4th. All right, perfect. So we're going to go File, Save All Related. There we go. Now we're back. So I did this just so we can make sure. Now let's go back to the crew. All right, now with the crew, this, and notice it automatically put that space in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to, here's the image, right? Notice it's 1/4. I have to change that name. So we're going to go dash crew. All right, whoops. Crew. Dash crew. Dash crew. Dash crew. All right, now we're at this point. Now we need to add the dash crew section, right? So we'll click on one of them. Now we're going to add that. All right, so now add on the 1024. This is going to be the dash crew. So 4th dash crew. There we go. All right, now the width is going to be 25%. All right, image will be, we'll be adding it as well. So now watch, when I add the image, 1/4 crew image, it automatically adds it because it's inside that section already. All right, so now we're going to make it 100%. All right, so what that does is that takes that down to there. And now we're going to left float it. So notice nothing happened, right? So let's go back to this. There's my crew, that's 100%. Okay, so let's go back to this one, 25%. Get rid of that. And that takes that whole picture out, right? So now I need to go to there. All right. Now, what I need to do is width 100%. Okay, let's take these and take a look. Take those off. Okay, why didn't that go? Okay. Well, you know what? We're going to take this div class row and delete it. Okay. We're going to just delete it. Since it does not want to cooperate, we're going to delete it out of there. And that's starting at this one. Okay. So there, gone. Now, we're going to add another section right there. All right. So if we look, where we took this one out was 70, line 70, right? So that's where I want to insert it. So insert, we're going to do a div. This is going to be crew columns. All right, so this now, we're going to copy that 4 times. All right, so now we have that. So we're going to take that crew column, come back to here, 1024, go to the very bottom, and add it. All right. Now, the crew column is going to be width 25%, right? So they're each 25%, and we're going to float left. So that puts them all right there. Now, this one, you can see right here at the main, we're going to add a break. Notice that break doesn't do anything there. Why? Because it's outside the footer and the main. So we're going to go up. Open, break. Notice it didn't add anything either. So how do we fix that? Well, we'll get to that, right? So what we're going to do. Right, so now where we're at, we have this. This is our section, all right? These are my crew and columns. So I'm going to go to this first one, delete. Okay, and we're going to insert an image, and this one's going to be, let's take these out, none of those, because now we've got to go to, come on, images, working files, images, and the crew owner, open. Now notice it takes up the whole thing. So now we need to go to crew owner image, all right? So this image, owner, .owner, all right? And we're putting it in there. So we're gonna go to here, 1024, down to the bottom, and add crew owner, all right? So the width is now 100%. All right, but you'll notice these put these right together, right? So we're going to put some padding in there. And we're going to put 5 here. Okay, now look how that puts that. But look here, they're aligned, right? So we're not putting one at the beginning. So that's gone. Okay, but we did put it at the end. And you know what? Let's put 10. There we go. All right, so now that sets that. All right. So that puts that in that column, which means right here, we hit enter. Because now we're going to insert another section of text. And that text, well, come down here, notice, this is what we have. Go up here, heading 1, paragraph. Well, we're going to put in the heading 1. This is your tag, all right? Come back over here. Meet Dave, the owner. So, meet Dave, the, really? Meet Dave, the owner. Okay, so that's what we have. What? Why didn't I change it? There we go. For some reason it didn't want to go, but we come back here. Notice it's just 1. So Is it H1? No. So let's go to 2. Okay, there's 2 working. Perfect. Now, is it centered? No. All right. So we're not going to worry about centering it now. Now we're going to go, and now we add a paragraph. All right. So the paragraph, well, before we do that, we're going to put a break. Open, BR, close. All right. So there's that. Now we come over here, and this is where this information comes. All right. So we have to come back to here to this one. This has all my info in it, right? So let's go to the owner. Services, gallery, meet the crew, contact. Did I miss it? Homepage. Crew, homepage, services, gallery, meet the crew. There we go. Meet the crew. Meet Dave, the owner. And see, notice H1, H2. And then this is paragraph. So we're going to copy it. And see, come back over to here. Go out to here. Command V. Okay. Now watch what that did. And notice that puts that right there. Where on the thing, that is like that, like that. Okay. So let's take a look. There we go, at that. All right, so now we have that set up, and there is some down at the bottom. But notice it's a darker color here. All right, this one. So we're going to go, and now I'm going to take that section, which is this whole section. Okay. Right there, that whole section. And we're going to change the color. All right, so let's go a little darker. So we're going to grab that one. All right, so let's go to CSS Design, 1024. Go to the bottom, the column. Now that's the column. Now watch what happens if I do this here. All right. It does it for all of them. Okay, we only wanted it for that one, right? Now we come back up. Notice that that picture didn't do it for the column. It did, but these are not lined up on that, right? So we're going to have to go back to the crew. That's the column. Okay, we're going to take the color out first, all right? So I don't want that color there. That's going to be just this column, all right? And this is column 1. All right, next, what we want to do is notice this. Okay, so we're going to take this. Notice the padding. Okay, so watch what happens when I delete the padding. That puts it right back to there, right, for that column. Okay, so what I want to do for the columns is we're going to put a 10 there. Now notice that did that to all of them, right? But by adding 10, this is no longer 25%. Okay. But all right, we're going to leave it at 24% for right now, all right? Then what I'm going to add is the 10% here at the beginning. And watch what happens. Because of that, And this is how we're going to fix that issue. All right, so that's 10 before, 10 after. Come up here. One, 2, 3. Now if I go to 4, look what happens. Too many. So we're going to take that back to 23 and leave it. All right, now what that does is it gives us this, okay. All right, so column 1. Now this is column 1, right? So we're going to call that column 1. And look what that just did. It just messed everything up, right? So I need to actually take and make that its own column. Now, I could leave this and put another section in there. All right, that way I have all my columns. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to enter this here, and we're going to insert another div. Okay, and we're going to call this .col.wide, wide, column wide. Okay, now notice what that just did. I added that there. Okay, so the text is going to come out back, and this here. Okay, so we come to here, bottom one is right there. P break div right there. So now I'm going to add another one and close that. Okay, so there we now have it closed in, as you can see. Okay, and I'm going to do that for each of them. All right, so these gone, gone. And yes, I'm showing you a couple different ways to do this. Okay, there we go. Wait, I want that div class. Why will it not let me get that div class? Okay, crew column. Div class. Okay, so we're going to take that section out. Okay, so that does that. Now, what we need to do is this section, which is the column wide, that's the inside. The column, that's that one, all right? So we're going to take it down to 84. So 73 down to 84. See, this is how you keep your stuff lined up. All right, so we're going to go Command C, Command V, V, Command V. All right, so there we have all those. All right, and you'll notice we go back up and they're not lined up the same, right? So what we're going to do is we will click here. Okay, crew call. Ooh, look. Now we go to there. We didn't catch the crew call. We got call wide, but not crew call. So we're going to go back 3, 4. There we go. All right, so we're back to this. We're going to grab that one. Back to crew call, which is 72. Somehow I missed that, down to 80. 72 to 83. Command C. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we have all those. All right, now this one, well, since it's that, we are going to color that one with that green, all right, and that is call wide, okay? So let's go to here, and we go to crew call. We don't have that, so we're going to add it. Call wide. Come on. Back to here. There we go. Call wide. Call wide. Enter. Why isn't it letting me do it? Back up here. I'm going to go in. There we go. Div class. Call wide. Dot wide. Do I have an error? No, everything's good. All right, we're going to file, save all related, file, save all, and Q. All right, now we're going to bring that back up and see what happens. All right, so let's go back to here, back to the bottom. To Adobe. All right, so now we're down here at the bottom. We're going to click that one, which is the call wide. We're going to add it, call wide. Oh, I see the issue. If you go look, no, it's not the issue. Okay, so instead of call wide, we're going to put call one. All right, there we go. All right, now, so that's call one. Let's see if that works. It's not adding it. Okay. For some reason, it's not letting me add it. I think I'm running out of room here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get everything set up. And then all we'll have to do tomorrow night is change the colors. All right, this is, well, let's leave that because we come over here, about us. All right, so that is AB, about us. And we'll bring back up the word, the about us. Okay, Command C, V. All right, so we've got that. Now here, we want that section gone. So I no longer need that. or that. Okay, in that picture, instead of the owner is going to be, so all we have to do is this. Okay, so here I hit delete and I'm going to insert image. Go back here. And I want the team. All right, notice how big that is. So now we have to add that one. Go to here, here. See if it adds it. Yeah, see, it's not adding any of them now. So for some reason. So I think I've hit that point. All right, and then here we'll go ahead. So for now, we're going to go ahead and delete that out of there. And we're going to do this for later so we know where we're at. Now this one is all text. Okay, so we're going to delete that. Really? Okay, the crew. Okay, the crew. Now we go over to the text. To the text. The crew. And from the top going clockwise, this one's H3. All right, so let's go back here. So this one is H3. Back 3. Okay. And I'll go back to Word and grab those. Command C. All right, now these are paragraph. All right, so Office Manager, Beth, Carol, Tom, Tammy, Bill, Lisa, Mark, and Guy. All right, so we're going to save this. So File, Save All. Now what that did is now I have this. Now let's go back to the index. And look what just happened to my index. When all that messed up and we couldn't paste, we just lost the index. So let's go back really quick, see what we could do. We're missing the footer. We're missing that section. It totally deleted it. Okay, so you're starting to see oh, there we go. Now we've got it. Okay, so all that works. So let's go back to the index. I forgot I needed to be in live view. Now notice, look, the index is actually in live design. So let's go to live and look. It may look messed up, but we go to live, it works. As long as we're not in design view, it's working. So we're going to go File, Save All, and we're going to open in Google Chrome. And watch. Perfect. So we now have it working as long as you can see there, we stay sometimes when we go back to live view. And right now, live view seems to be the one that's only working, because if we go to design, it's really messed up. Design doesn't show the CSS attributes, a lot of them. It shows some, but not all. Where live does, all right? So we'll come back to here. All right, as you can see, this is working. So we'll continue here tomorrow with adding the pick and everything. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Contact me as soon as you can so we can help you out. All right. Thank you. Have a good evening, and I will see you as soon as possible.